Have you ever looked around and thought, "This can't be my life. I was meant for more than this"? That uneasy feeling isn't failure, it's your soul whispering that you're in the wrong timeline. Right now, infinite versions of you exist, each one living a different reality. One version feels lost, another has already found peace, purpose, and abundance. Quantum physics says the difference between them isn't luck, it's vibration. You are not trapped, you're simply tuned into a frequency that no longer matches who you're becoming. The moment you shift your awareness, the moment you stop replaying old memories and start acting from your higher self, you don't just change your mindset, you change your universe. Because timelines don't change you, you change timelines. Welcome to a reality where you finally remember who you are. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. Quantum physics teaches us something that completely changes the way we see life. Reality isn't solid or permanent. It isn't a single path that you're forced to walk. Instead, it's like a vast ocean of energy, constantly moving, vibrating, and shifting based on what you think, feel, and believe. Every single thing around you, your body, your thoughts, your emotions, and even the situations you experience are made of energy, vibrating at different frequencies. You may look at a chair or a wall and think it's solid, but at a subatomic level, it's just vibrating particles of energy held together by invisible forces. Now, here's where it gets fascinating. Your thoughts and emotions also have frequencies. They're not just feelings that come and go, they are real vibrations that interact with the field of energy around you. When you constantly think thoughts of fear, doubt, or regret, your energy lowers, and you start to attract situations, people, and timelines that match that lower vibration. It's not that life is punishing you, it's simply mirroring what you're sending out. Like a tuning fork, the universe vibrates back to the frequency you emit. Think of reality like a giant radio filled with infinite stations. Each station plays a different kind of life, a different timeline. One might play the "everything goes wrong" frequency, while another plays the "everything flows beautifully" one. Both stations exist at the same time, but you can only hear the one you're tuned into. When you're living in fear or negativity, you're tuned into a chaotic station where everything feels heavy and hopeless. The moment you shift your emotional state by practicing gratitude, calmness, or vision, you start tuning into a higher, clearer frequency where life begins to make sense again. You've probably felt this shift before, without realizing it. Remember those days when you woke up feeling peaceful and things seemed to flow easily? People were kind, opportunities appeared, and small miracles seemed to happen effortlessly. That wasn't coincidence. You were simply vibrating at a higher frequency, and you naturally aligned with a timeline that matched your inner state. The opposite is also true. When you wake up stressed or angry, the day tends to spiral because your energy is calling in experiences that reflect that chaos. You are not stuck because life has decided that for you, you're only stuck because your frequency hasn't changed yet. Imagine your life like a song that's slightly out of tune. The melody is there, but it doesn't sound right. The moment you change your emotional frequency through gratitude, love, forgiveness, or calm, focus, the melody begins to harmonize again. You begin to feel lighter. Things start to work. It's not magic, it's alignment. Reality was never rigid. It's flexible, alive, and responsive. The universe is not ignoring you. It's simply responding to your vibration with perfect accuracy. So instead of trying to force the outer world to change, start by shifting your inner world. Your emotions are the remote control to your timeline. When you change your frequency, the channel of your life changes automatically. You're not cursed, you've just been tuned to the wrong station. The beauty is, you can retune anytime. Gratitude raises your frequency instantly. Peace clears the static. Vision aligns you with a higher broadcast. The signal of the reality you desire has always been there. It's been waiting for you to tune in. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. What we call reality is not as solid or permanent as it appears to be. If you could zoom in deep enough past the surface of objects, past your body, past even the cells that make you, you would find that everything is made up of energy. Nothing is truly solid, it's all vibration. Quantum physics has shown us that every atom is mostly empty space, and within that space exists energy moving and oscillating at incredible speeds. The chair you sit on, the phone you hold, the sky above you, all of it is energy manifesting in different frequencies. The slower and denser the vibration, the more solid it appears. Your emotions and thoughts work the same way. They're not invisible random sensations. They are powerful energy frequencies constantly being broadcast into the universe. Every time you think a thought or feel an emotion, you are sending out a vibration. Fear, anxiety, guilt, and anger operate at a lower, heavier frequency. Love, gratitude, joy, and peace vibrate higher and lighter. The universe, functioning like a massive quantum mirror, simply reflects back to you the frequency you're emitting. That's why when you're in a negative emotional state, life seems to bring more negativity. It's not punishment, it's resonance. You attract what vibrates in harmony with you. Imagine reality as a huge radio with infinite stations, each representing a different version of your life, a different timeline. You can't listen to two frequencies at once. You can only hear the one you're tuned to. If your inner vibration matches the station of chaos, that's what you'll experience: confusion, limitation, and struggle. But when you change your inner frequency, when you start thinking more positively, feeling gratitude, or envisioning peace, you begin tuning into a completely different station where life flows, clarity appears, and opportunities unfold effortlessly. You might have experienced this before, a moment when everything just clicked. You felt aligned, centered, and somehow everything around you responded in perfect rhythm. Traffic lights turning green, the right person calling at the right time, or a sudden inspiration solving a long-standing problem. That's not coincidence. That's frequency alignment. You were vibrating at a level where those outcomes already existed. The mistake most people make is thinking reality is something happening to them instead of something happening through them. When you feel stuck, it's not that your destiny has stopped moving, it's that your energy is looping in the same frequency band. You can't attract peace from a place of panic or abundance from a mindset of scarcity. The quantum field responds to the language of energy, not desperation. To shift frequencies, you must first notice what you're broadcasting. Are your thoughts full of worry, resentment, or self-doubt? Those are low vibrations that tune you to timelines where everything feels resistant. Instead, begin raising your emotional frequency by cultivating gratitude, appreciating even the smallest things. Practice calm breathing, visualize outcomes that excite you, or spend time in nature to reconnect with stillness. These simple acts raise your vibration, signaling the universe that you're ready to enter a higher frequency reality. It's not about pretending everything is perfect, it's about adjusting your emotional tone until it matches the version of life you want to live. The quantum field holds infinite possibilities, but it can only deliver the one that matches your inner state. You are not stuck. You are simply vibrating at the frequency of the version of reality you've outgrown. Shift your thoughts, align your emotions, and the universe will instantly begin tuning you to a higher station. The life you dream of isn't somewhere far away, it's already broadcasting right now, waiting for you to tune in. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. What you call reality isn't as stable or predictable as you think. It's more like a living ocean of energy, constantly in motion, shifting and reshaping itself according to the frequencies you emit. Quantum physics has revealed that the entire universe, including you, is made of vibrating energy fields. What appears to be solid, your body, your surroundings, even the obstacles in your life, is actually composed of particles vibrating so fast that your mind interprets them as form. Beneath everything you see is movement, vibration, and frequency. Every emotion you feel, every thought you think, carries its own vibrational signature. When you're calm, hopeful, or grateful, your frequency becomes lighter and more fluid. When you're angry, fearful, or anxious, your vibration becomes denser, heavier, or slower. The universe doesn't judge those frequencies, it simply mirrors them back. That's why when you stay in a low emotional state for too long, life feels like it's against you. It's not a curse, it's resonance. You're attracting experiences that match the inner energy you're radiating. Imagine your life like a massive radio system with infinite channels. each one representing a different timeline. One station plays a version of you who feels stuck, unlucky, and uncertain. Another plays a version of you who is peaceful, confident, and abundant. Both frequencies exist right now, but you can only tune into one at a time. When you dwell on fear, scarcity, or limitation, you stay locked on the lower channel. When you begin to cultivate gratitude, courage, and peace, you naturally shift to the higher broadcast, where things start flowing effortlessly, as if the universe finally remembered your name. This isn't philosophy, it's energy mechanics. You've probably noticed moments in your life when you were in flow. Everything seemed easy, coincidences lined up, and the right people appeared at the right time. That wasn't luck. It was you resonating with a higher timeline. You were tuned to a frequency of trust and openness, and the universe reflected that state back to you. The same principle works in the opposite direction. When you spiral into negativity, the world begins to mirror that too. People frustrate you, situations go wrong, and it feels like life is collapsing. The truth is, nothing out there changed. Only your vibration did. You are the tuner of your own reality. Your emotions and thoughts act as dials. The more you focus on gratitude, peace, and possibility, the more the world reorganizes itself around those frequencies. It's like adjusting the lens of a camera. Suddenly, the blur disappears and everything sharpens into clarity. When you raise your vibration, you don't force reality to change. You shift into the version where that change already exists. So how do you change your frequency? Start small. Each time you take a deep breath, instead of reacting in anger, your frequency rises. Each time you focus on what's good instead of what's missing, your vibration lifts. Each time you forgive, you unshackle yourself from an old version of reality. Gratitude is one of the most powerful frequency shifters known. It transforms how you perceive the present, and therefore, the timeline you inhabit. Reality isn't fixed. It's flexible, responsive, and alive. It mirrors you with mathematical precision. When you believe you're powerless, you align with a reality that proves it. When you believe you're capable, you enter a timeline that supports your growth. You are not waiting for the universe to change, you are teaching it what to become through your vibration. Think of your life as a song. Every thought adds a note, every emotion a rhythm. When your thoughts are scattered and fearful, the music becomes discordant and chaotic. But when your heart beats in harmony with gratitude, presence, and love, your life's song becomes beautifully composed. The universe begins to dance to your frequency. You're not stuck. You're simply tuned to a reality that matches your current emotional state. The moment you shift your vibration, the scenery of your life rearranges itself to reflect that new signal. It's not magic, it's physics. The station of peace, abundance, and clarity is already playing. You just have to turn the dial within. Reality is not fixed. It's frequency-based. The universe you live in is not a rigid machine, nor is it a cold mechanical structure that dictates your fate. It is alive, fluid, and responsive, an ocean of vibrating energy that bends, flows, and reshapes itself according to the frequencies you emit through your thoughts, emotions, and state of being. Quantum physics tells us that everything you see, touch, and experience is energy vibrating at different speeds. What seems solid, the walls, the ground beneath you, even your body, is nothing more than densely packed energy fields, moving so fast that your human senses perceive them as still. But beneath this illusion of solidity lies constant motion, constant vibration, and constant potential. At the smallest level, atoms, the very building blocks of your existence, are made up of subatomic particles that do not behave like tiny pieces of matter. They behave like waves of energy that shift, flicker, and respond to observation itself. This means that reality doesn't exist in one fixed state until it is observed, until consciousness interacts with it. You are not simply living in a universe. You are co-creating it in every moment through your awareness. Your thoughts and emotions are not abstract inner experiences. They are the frequencies through which you communicate with the quantum field that forms the foundation of everything. When you dwell in fear, anger, or despair, you vibrate at a low and dense frequency. You begin to attract events, people, and experiences that resonate with that same vibration. It's not punishment, it's resonance. like a tuning fork that hums when it meets another vibrating at the same pitch. If your mind keeps playing the frequency of limitation, your life will echo limitation right back at you. But the moment you raise your vibration even slightly through emotions like gratitude, love, or hope, you begin to tune into a higher frequency reality. Think of the universe like a massive cosmic radio broadcasting infinite stations. Every possible version of your life exists right now, all playing on different frequencies. One station might be broadcasting a timeline where you feel stuck, powerless, and unseen. Another might be playing a reality where you are confident, free, and at peace. Both exist simultaneously, but you can only hear the one you are tuned into. You can't demand to hear beautiful music while your radio is set to static. To change the song, you must turn the dial. To change your life, you must adjust your vibration. You've experienced this before, even without realizing it. There are days when everything flows, where people smile at you, ideas come effortlessly, and you feel light, creative, and connected. Then there are days where everything falls apart. Traffic jams, missed opportunities, misunderstandings, and exhaustion. The difference between those days isn't luck, it's frequency. On the good days, you were aligned with harmony. On the bad days, your vibration was out of tune. You weren't being punished, you were simply hearing the music of your current energy. Energy doesn't lie, it always mirrors your internal state. You cannot expect to experience peace while broadcasting chaos. You cannot experience abundance while vibrating scarcity. The outer world is not separate from you, it's a living mirror reflecting your inner signal. This is why when people try to fix their lives from the outside by changing jobs, relationships, or circumstances without changing the vibration inside, the same patterns keep repeating. They move to a new city, but attract the same kind of problems. They end one relationship, but meet the same kind of person. The scenery changes, but the timeline remains the same because the frequency hasn't shifted. To change timelines, you must first understand that your emotions are your compass. Gratitude lifts you into higher frequencies faster than any external success ever could. Love expands your energy, dissolving resistance and opening doors that logic can't explain. Peace creates clarity. It allows you to perceive opportunities that were always there but invisible to your old vibration. Even forgiveness, though painful, acts as an energetic release that frees you from the gravity of lower timelines. Every emotional state is a signal you send into the quantum field, and the field responds instantly with realities that match your frequency. It's not about pretending that everything is fine or forcing yourself to be positive all the time. Authentic energy alignment is about awareness. When you catch yourself spiraling into negativity, pause and recognize it without judgment. Awareness alone begins to raise your frequency because it separates you from the vibration of fear. Then gently redirect your focus toward gratitude for what is, peace for what was, and faith for what's coming. Your reality shifts not through control, but through conscious tuning. Think of it like music. You can't play a song in the key of misery and expect it to sound like joy. To change the music of your life, you must change the note you're playing. Your thoughts are the melody, your emotions, the rhythm, and your beliefs, the harmony. When all three align, the universe plays your song beautifully, sending back reflections of synchronicity, flow, and ease. Reality is not a prison, it's a playground of infinite vibrations. The version of your life that feels effortless and fulfilling already exists. It's just vibrating at a frequency you haven't yet matched. Once you tune into it, everything begins to rearrange itself naturally. The right people appear. The timing becomes perfect. Doors you didn't even know existed open before you. It feels like magic, but it's not. It's resonance. You are not stuck. You are not broken. You're simply tuned to a timeline that doesn't match the energy of who you're becoming. Shift your thoughts, soften your emotions, and raise your vibration through gratitude, stillness, and faith. The reality you seek isn't far, it's right beside you, waiting for you to tune your inner dial. When you finally understand that reality is frequency-based, you stop trying to fight life and start dancing with it. Because in the end, the universe is always listening, and it always echoes the song you choose to play. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. Most people grow up believing that reality is something outside of them, something solid, permanent, and independent of their thoughts or emotions. But quantum physics reveals something far more extraordinary. Reality is not fixed. It is fluid, dynamic, and responsive to energy. Everything you see and experience is made up of waves of energy vibrating at different frequencies. Atoms, which make up all matter, are not tiny balls of solid stuff. They are fields of vibration. Your body, your home, the people around you, and even the air you breathe are all moving patterns of energy, constantly interacting with one another. This means that what you experience as reality is not carved in stone. It is a living reflection of the vibration you are radiating in each moment. Your emotions, thoughts, and beliefs emit frequencies into the quantum field, the invisible web of energy that connects all things. When you feel joy, peace, or love, your energy expands and vibrates at a higher, lighter frequency. When you feel fear, anger, or shame, your energy contracts, becoming denser and heavier. The universe then mirrors back experiences that match your dominant vibration. It's not punishment or reward, it's physics. Like frequencies attract like vibrations, just as two tuning forks in harmony begin to resonate together. Imagine life as an infinite number of overlapping timelines, each representing a different frequency of existence. In one timeline, you might feel trapped, unlucky, and burdened. In another, you are thriving, peaceful, and free. Both timelines are real, but you can only experience the one that matches your vibration. The timeline you inhabit depends entirely on the emotional frequency you consistently project. It's as if you're surrounded by millions of radio stations, and your inner state determines which one you can hear. You can't tune into a station of calm and abundance while your emotional dial is set to frustration and scarcity. The static you experience is not life being unfair, it's your frequency being out of alignment with the version of life you desire. Have you ever noticed how your day seems to follow the tone of your morning? You wake up irritated, spill your coffee, get stuck in traffic, and then everything else seems to go wrong. That's not coincidence, it's energetic momentum. The vibration you begin your day with sets the course of your experiences, but the same principle also works in your favor. When you wake up and consciously choose gratitude, when you take a deep breath and align yourself with peace, your energy starts to harmonize with a more flowing, supportive version of reality. Opportunities appear, people are kinder, and life feels lighter. The outer world begins to mirror your inner state. You might wonder how something as intangible as a thought can affect the world around you. The answer lies in the observer effect, a principle in quantum physics which shows that the act of observation itself changes the behavior of particles. In other words, consciousness influences reality. When you focus on fear, your attention collapses the quantum possibilities around you into outcomes that reflect that fear. But when you focus on hope, healing, and possibility, the same field of energy reshapes itself to align with those intentions. You are not a passive observer of the universe, you are a participant, a shaper, a co-creator. Every time you dwell on negative emotions like resentment, doubt, or regret, you are reinforcing an energetic signature that keeps you anchored to a lower timeline, a version of reality where things feel hard, where nothing seems to move forward. You might call it being stuck, but the truth is, you're just vibrating at the frequency of stagnation. The good news is, you can change it instantly. You don't have to wait for a miracle or a lucky break. The shift begins the moment you choose a different emotion. When you let go of anger, forgive someone, or express genuine gratitude for even the smallest blessing, your energy changes, and with it, your timeline begins to rearrange itself. Think of it like this. Your thoughts are the signal you broadcast to the universe, and your emotions are the amplifier that strengthens that signal. The stronger and more consistent your emotional vibration, the faster reality responds. A thought of abundance mixed with a feeling of joy is a clear, powerful frequency that magnetizes prosperity. A thought of abundance mixed with fear or doubt sends a scrambled signal, creating mixed results. The quantum field always reflects the clarity of your vibration, not the confusion of your words. So when you feel stuck, understand that you're not trapped in the same life, you're simply tuned into the same frequency of thought and emotion. You've been replaying the same internal program, which keeps generating the same external results. To shift timelines, you don't need to change your surroundings, you need to change the vibration you emit into them. Slow down, observe your emotional state, ask yourself, what frequency am I sending out right now? Is it frustration, fear, or faith? The moment you consciously raise that frequency, you begin to access a higher version of reality that already exists in the field of infinite potential. You might notice subtle signs at first, synchronicities, intuitive nudges, coincidences that feel too perfect to ignore. These are not random, they are indicators that your vibration has shifted and that your new frequency is aligning with a new path. Keep nurturing it. Meditation, gratitude journaling, breathing exercises, and spending time in nature are all tools that recalibrate your frequency. Each time you center yourself, your vibration stabilizes, and the universe responds by rearranging events around you. The idea that reality is frequency-based is not just a spiritual metaphor, it's a scientific truth expressed in poetic form. Every aspect of the physical world emerges from invisible waves of energy collapsing into form. You are both the wave and the observer. You are both the vibration and the tuner. The life you desire is not somewhere far away, it's right here, oscillating in a frequency you have yet to match. So stop trying to fight the old timeline. Stop thinking of life as something fixed and unchangeable. Instead, start thinking of it as a field of infinite possibilities waiting for your vibration to choose which one you'll live. When you stop resonating with fear and start radiating gratitude, peace, and faith, you will notice that the stuck feeling disappears. Life begins to move again, not because the world changed, but because you changed your frequency. Reality was never static, it has always been listening, always responding, always shifting with the energy you bring to it. When you raise your vibration, you don't escape your old life, you ascend beyond it. And in that moment, you finally realize you were never stuck at all. You were just tuned to the wrong timeline. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. Most people believe that life is something happening to them, that the events, circumstances, and people they meet are random or fated. But quantum physics has quietly revealed something that completely shatters that old view. The world around you is not fixed. It's not solid. It's not even stable in the way we think. What we call reality is actually a vast ocean of vibrating energy fields, invisible waves of potential that take shape based on the frequency of your thoughts, emotions, and awareness. At the deepest level, everything is vibration. The chair you sit on, the words you're reading, the breath in your lungs, all of it is made of energy moving at different speeds. When energy vibrates slowly, it appears solid. When it vibrates faster, it becomes lighter and more fluid. The same principle applies to your emotions. Anger, fear, and guilt vibrate at slow, heavy frequencies. They pull your energy downward and make your world feel dense, resistant, and full of obstacles. Gratitude, love, and peace vibrate at higher frequencies. They make life feel lighter, smoother, and more open. The difference between feeling stuck and feeling free is not about what's happening around you, it's about what frequency you are tuned to inside. Reality doesn't change randomly. You shift realities by changing your internal state. Every emotion you feel sends a vibrational signal into the quantum field. The field then responds by collapsing infinite possibilities into one outcome that matches your vibration. This is why when you're anxious, everything seems to go wrong, and when you're peaceful, things begin to fall into place. The universe is not punishing or rewarding you. It is simply mirroring the energy you're giving off. Imagine that every possible version of your life, every timeline already exists. In one, you are thriving, confident, and living with purpose. In another, you are lost, uncertain, and repeating the same mistakes. Both timelines are real. Both exist simultaneously in the quantum field. The only thing that determines which one you experience is your frequency. Like tuning into a radio, you can only hear the station that matches your vibration. You can't listen to classical music while your dial is set to static, and you can't experience peace while your mind is tuned to fear. You may have noticed this in your own life. There are days when you feel magnetic, everything flows easily, people smile at you, and opportunities seem to appear out of nowhere. Then there are days when you feel drained, the world seems heavy, your thoughts are scattered, and nothing works. Those aren't random fluctuations of luck. They are direct reflections of your vibration. When you are aligned, when your thoughts, emotions, and actions vibrate in harmony, reality becomes cooperative. When you are out of alignment, reality feels chaotic and resistant. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. It means that reality responds to observation, to consciousness itself. You are not separate from the universe. You are the very consciousness that shapes it. The moment you focus on something with emotion and intention, you collapse an infinite number of potential outcomes into one. That is creation. Every thought you repeat with conviction, every emotion you dwell on deeply, becomes a command to the quantum field. This is why fear brings more fear, and gratitude brings more blessings. The universe doesn't respond to words, it responds to energy. Think of your life as an instrument. Your thoughts are the strings, your emotions are the vibration, and your awareness is the musician. When the strings are tuned, when your emotions are calm, your thoughts are focused, and your awareness is steady, your life plays a harmonious melody. But when your mind is scattered and your emotions are chaotic, the song of your life becomes dissonant. Most people try to fix the outer noise without realizing that the problem isn't with the world, it's with the tuning. Once you change your vibration, the music of your life automatically shifts into harmony. This is why gratitude is such a powerful force. Gratitude immediately raises your vibration because it focuses your attention on abundance rather than lack. When you are grateful, your energy expands, you feel lighter, more open, more aligned. This sends a higher signal into the quantum field, and reality rearranges itself to match it. Gratitude is not just an emotion, it's a frequency that connects you to a timeline of peace, prosperity, and synchronicity. Similarly, love, forgiveness, and compassion all lift your vibration. They open doors that logic alone could never unlock. When you feel stuck, it's not because life has stopped moving, it's because your energy has stopped flowing. You've been tuned to a frequency that no longer aligns with who you're becoming. And the more you resist it, the more you fight, complain, or dwell on what's wrong, the deeper you sink into that timeline. The universe is never against you. It's simply waiting for you to shift your signal. The moment you release resistance and begin to feel differently, even slightly, reality begins to shift with you. Let's take a simple example. Suppose you wake up in a bad mood. You spill your coffee, miss the bus, and get irritated with everyone around you. Each reaction strengthens your vibration of frustration, and as your day continues, the universe keeps matching that energy. More delays, more misunderstandings, more reasons to be annoyed. But imagine catching yourself midway. You pause, take a deep breath, and choose to shift. You remind yourself, it's okay, everything is temporary, I choose calm. You smile, even if forced. That single act changes your frequency, and because your frequency changes, your reality changes. The energy that was pulling more chaos into your life dissolves, replaced by the frequency of ease. Reality responds quickly when you become conscious of your vibration. It doesn't take years of struggle to shift. It takes awareness. The more you practice this, the faster it becomes. You'll begin to notice signs, synchronicities, unexpected opportunities, people who appear at the perfect time, all confirming that you're aligned with a higher timeline. The key is consistency. Your vibration must become your dominant state, not just a temporary feeling. That's how you stay in the new timeline, rather than slipping back into the old one. The universe is not mechanical, it's musical. Every soul is playing a song through their energy, and the harmony or dissonance of life depends on the frequency of that song. When you raise your vibration, you begin to dance with reality rather than fight against it. You start seeing that what you once called luck or miracles are simply the natural side effects of alignment. So if you ever feel trapped or stuck, remember this truth. You are not confined by your circumstances, you are confined by your frequency. Life is not holding you in place, your vibration is. But you have the power to retune it at any moment. Through gratitude, peace, and self-awareness, you can step out of the lower vibration timelines of fear and scarcity and into the higher frequencies of clarity, flow, and abundance. Reality was never meant to be something you suffer through. It was meant to be something you shape through energy. Every thought you think is a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Every emotion you feel is a color you add to the picture. You can repaint it anytime. You are the artist, the observer, and the vibration through which the universe experiences itself. And the day you truly understand that reality is frequency-based, that everything you experience is an echo of your energy, that is the day you stop feeling stuck. Because then, you'll finally see the truth. You were never in the wrong life, only on the wrong frequency. All it takes is a shift in vibration, and an entirely new world begins to appear. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. Reality is not a rigid structure built of stone and matter. It's a living, breathing field of vibration that responds to you. You've been taught to see the world as something separate from yourself, as though you're a traveler moving through a fixed environment. But that's an illusion born of limited perception. At the deepest level, you're not walking in reality, you're walking through frequencies. You're swimming in an ocean of energy that rearranges itself based on your emotional state, your thoughts, and your focus. Everything around you, your circumstances, relationships, and even the timing of events, exists as a reflection of your current vibration. Quantum physics has shown us that beneath the visible world lies a strange truth. Matter does not truly exist the way we think it does. Atoms, which make up everything in existence, are more than 99.999999% empty space. What we call solid is actually a dance of vibrating energy patterns. Every particle of your being and every atom in the universe is in constant motion, and the speed, rhythm, and coherence of that motion determine the frequency of what you experience. The higher and smoother the vibration, the lighter and freer your reality becomes. The lower and denser the vibration, the heavier and more repetitive life feels. That means your emotions are not just reactions to life, they are the steering wheel of your entire reality. When you feel peace, you are aligning your energy with clarity and order. When you feel anger, guilt, or despair, your energy contracts and your perception of life narrows to match that frequency. You don't attract chaos because life is cruel. You attract it because chaos matches the frequency you are unconsciously vibrating at. The universe doesn't speak in words, it speaks in energy. It doesn't hear your wishes or complaints, it reads your frequency, and then it mirrors it back to you with mathematical precision. Think of yourself as a radio transmitter. You are always broadcasting signals into the quantum field, signals made of your thoughts, beliefs, and emotions. Every signal you send out draws back experiences that harmonize with it. When you emit the frequency of joy, gratitude, or faith, you tune into a version of reality that reflects those energies. Opportunities appear, people treat you kindly, and things flow. But when you emit frustration, doubt, or fear, you tune into a reality that mirrors that vibration, delays, resistance, and negative encounters. It's not personal, it's physics. The quantum field is neutral. It simply amplifies what you broadcast. You can see this pattern in your daily life if you pay close attention. Have you ever noticed how one small negative moment can spiral into an entire day of frustration? You stub your toe, then spill your drink, then get stuck in traffic, and it feels like the universe is against you. What's really happening is that your vibration dropped with the first incident, and you unconsciously stayed tuned to that lower frequency, magnetizing similar experiences. But the same law works in your favor. When you choose gratitude after something goes wrong, when you take a breath and remind yourself that you're safe and capable, your frequency rises instantly and reality begins to soften. You start to notice small synchronicities again, a kind smile, a bit of unexpected help, a moment of peace. These are signs that you've shifted frequencies and timelines. Quantum theory teaches that infinite versions of reality already exist. Every possible outcome of your life is encoded in the quantum field as potential. You are not creating these realities from nothing. You are simply selecting which one to experience through your vibration. The version of you who feels trapped in fear and limitation exists. But so does the version of you who is confident, calm, and aligned with purpose. These versions coexist, but your consciousness, your energetic frequency determines which one you collapse into form. This is what physicists call wave function collapse, the act of observation turning potential into reality. You experience this on a subtle level every day. When you focus your attention on what's wrong in your life, you amplify that version of reality. When you focus on what's working, you amplify that instead. The energy doesn't lie. You can't fake it or fool the universe with positive words if your emotions still vibrate in fear. The field responds not to what you say, but to what you feel. If you pray for change but stay emotionally anchored in worry, you are broadcasting the frequency of lack, and the quantum field simply echoes back more situations that match that vibration. The shift happens when you stop trying to fight your current reality and instead begin to raise your frequency. You can't escape a low vibration timeline through resistance, you escape it through resonance. That means cultivating emotions and thoughts that belong to the reality you want to experience even before it arrives. When you practice gratitude now, you are tuning to the frequency of abundance. When you breathe deeply and choose calm over panic, you are aligning with a timeline of peace. When you visualize your higher self and act as though that version of you already exists, you begin to merge with that frequency. And once your energy stabilizes there, the world around you will rearrange itself to match it. Every major breakthrough in your life begins with an inner frequency shift. Think about times when you outgrew something, a job, a relationship, or a habit. You didn't force the change. Your vibration simply no longer matched that old reality, and so it naturally dissolved. The same principle applies to every area of your life. You don't have to chase transformation. You have to vibrate into it. Reality will then reflect the new you automatically, like a mirror adjusting to your reflection. Your emotions are the most accurate compass you have for navigating timelines. They tell you instantly whether you're aligned with your higher frequency or not. Peace means you're aligned. Resistance means you're tuned too low. You don't need to judge it, you just need to recalibrate. Meditation, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, and spending time in nature all act as vibrational tuning forks. They help your energy synchronize with the higher frequencies of clarity and flow. Once you begin to see life as vibration, everything changes. You stop reacting to external chaos and start observing it as energy feedback. You realize that every challenge is simply showing you the vibration you're currently tuned into, and from that awareness, you gain the power to shift not by control, but by resonance. Remember this, you are not a passive character trapped in a fixed story. You are the consciousness projecting the story onto the screen of reality. Each time you choose a higher thought, a calmer breath, a kinder response, you are shifting timelines. You are tuning into a different version of life that already exists. Reality is not solid, it's symphonic. It's a song that plays according to your inner rhythm. When your frequency is discordant, life feels harsh and unkind. But when you raise your vibration, the same world begins to sound beautiful again. You were never truly stuck. You were simply tuned to a timeline that matched your lower frequency. The power to shift has always been within you. The quantum field is listening, right now, waiting for your next vibration. So breathe, calm your energy, and send out a new signal. Because the moment your frequency rises, the universe will sing back to you in harmony. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. You are not living in a solid world, you are living in a field of frequencies. What you call reality is not a static picture painted by fate, but a living movie that plays according to the vibration of your mind and the rhythm of your emotions. Everything around you, your experiences, opportunities, relationships, and even your luck, is a reflection of the frequency you are radiating in this very moment. Most people believe life happens to them, but the truth revealed by quantum physics is far deeper. Life happens through them. The world you see outside is the echo of the energy you send from within. At the quantum level, there is no such thing as solid matter. The desk in front of you, the ground beneath your feet, even your body, they are all composed of energy vibrating at different frequencies. If you magnified an atom to see what it truly contains, you wouldn't find a little ball of substance. You'd find empty space filled with waves of possibility. These waves vibrate, dance, and interact with one another, waiting for consciousness, your awareness, to collapse them into form. That means reality isn't something you're trapped in, it's something you continuously generate. Every thought you think, every emotion you hold, sends ripples through this quantum ocean, shaping the way energy organizes itself around you. When you understand this, life stops feeling random. You begin to see the invisible law behind every event. Your frequency determines your experience. Every emotion you feel has a measurable vibration. Joy, gratitude, and peace emit high, smooth frequencies that harmonize with abundance, ease, and flow. Fear, anger, and guilt emit low, dense frequencies that align with struggle, delay, and conflict. Life doesn't give you what you want, it gives you what you are vibrating. You cannot tune into the music of peace while broadcasting the signal of fear. Think of your consciousness as a tuning fork, and the universe as a grand symphony. The frequency you hold determines which section of the orchestra you hear. When you're resonating in a low frequency, your life sounds out of tune. Arguments, frustrations, and missed chances dominate your days. But when you raise your vibration through calmness, forgiveness, and gratitude, you begin to hear the higher notes again. The same world that once felt hostile suddenly becomes harmonious. The people, opportunities, and experiences that match your elevated state appear effortlessly. You can see this in small, everyday moments. Think about days when you wake up feeling light and hopeful, and everything seems to fall perfectly into place. The traffic clears, people are kind, and solutions appear out of nowhere. Then remember the days when you wake up frustrated, and life seems to conspire against you. It's not luck, it's not coincidence, it's the magnetic nature of your vibration. Reality rearranges itself around your emotional tone like iron filings aligning to a magnet. The stronger your emotional signal, the clearer the pattern becomes. Quantum physics calls this the observer effect. It means that the act of observing changes the behavior of energy and matter. Your consciousness, the way you see, interpret, and emotionally respond to the world, directly influences the outcome you experience. In other words, your focus collapses potential into form. When you focus on problems, you amplify the timeline where problems dominate. When you focus on peace, you begin to inhabit the timeline where peace already exists. Reality is not fixed, it's fluid, waiting for your perception to give it structure. Every time you shift your emotional state, you are literally changing timelines. Think about it. The version of you who reacts with anger to a situation and the version of you who stays calm and centered are living completely different realities. Each thought and feeling opens a doorway to a new version of existence. You are not waiting for the world to change, you are changing the world by choosing which version of yourself you bring into each moment. The higher your emotional vibration, the higher the reality you access. This is why ancient wisdom and modern science are beginning to say the same thing: as within, so without. Your inner world is the blueprint for your outer experience. When your inner world is filled with tension, doubt, or resentment, the universe echoes those frequencies back through situations that frustrate and block you. But when you cultivate calm, gratitude, and self-trust, life starts echoing with flow, synchronicity, and clarity. You don't need to fight against the outer world to change it. You need to retune your inner frequency, and the outer world will mirror it. Let's use an example. Imagine two people standing in the same storm. One curses the rain, feels unlucky, and sinks into frustration. The other smiles, sees the beauty in the chaos, and feels grateful for the life-giving water. Both are experiencing the same external event, but their internal vibrations shape two entirely different realities. The first attracts more negativity, a flat tire, a rude encounter, a ruined mood. The second attracts peace, maybe even a small miracle, like a stranger offering help or an idea sparking inspiration. The storm didn't change, the frequency did. Your vibration acts as a filter for perception. At low frequencies, life feels dark, confusing, and unfair. At higher frequencies, it feels luminous, connected, and meaningful. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, lessons where others see loss, guidance where others see chaos. The external world doesn't need to transform for you to experience a new reality. your internal alignment automatically shifts you into one that already exists. Raising your frequency is not about pretending to be happy or forcing positivity. It's about aligning with truth. Truth vibrates at the highest frequency. When you are honest with yourself, when you forgive instead of holding on, when you release what no longer serves you, your energy lightens. You stop fighting the flow of life and start moving with it. Gratitude becomes your language, and peace becomes your rhythm. This is how you ascend into a higher reality, not through effort, but through surrender and awareness. The universe doesn't respond to what you say you want, it responds to what you vibrate. You can repeat affirmations endlessly, but if your emotional frequency contradicts your words, the field listens to the vibration, not the noise. That's why true transformation comes not from external action, but from inner coherence, when your thoughts, emotions, and intentions align in harmony. That state of alignment emits a frequency so pure and powerful that the universe cannot help but respond. So if you ever feel stuck, don't look outward for rescue, look inward for recalibration. Ask yourself, what am I broadcasting right now? Because the world around you is not ignoring you, it's reflecting you. The situations, people, and outcomes you encounter are mirrors of your current vibration. Change the frequency, and the reflection changes instantly. Remember, the quantum field contains infinite versions of you, each existing on its own timeline, each vibrating at a unique frequency. The version of you who is peaceful, confident, and abundant already exists right now, vibrating on a higher spectrum. You don't have to chase that version, you just have to tune into it. Every deep breath, every moment of gratitude, every act of forgiveness turns the dial closer to that reality. And when your vibration finally matches it, you will wake up one day and realize you've shifted timelines not by force, but by frequency. Reality is not fixed, it's alive, sensitive, and intelligent. It mirrors the rhythm of your energy, moment by moment. When you live in anger, you experience a universe of resistance. When you live in harmony, you experience a universe of miracles. So raise your frequency, tune to love, to gratitude, to awareness, and watch as the universe rearranges itself, not because it suddenly changed, but because you did. You were never stuck in the wrong life. You were simply tuned to the wrong frequency. The moment you realize that, the door to infinite timelines opens, and the universe, like a great symphony, begins to play in perfect harmony with you. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. The truth is both humbling and empowering. Reality isn't a solid, unchangeable thing you're trapped inside of. It's a living field of vibration, and you are the one who's tuning it every moment of your life. Everything that looks real, your body, your thoughts, the walls around you, the people you meet, is made of energy, vibrating at different speeds. That vibration never stops. Even when something appears still, it is moving, pulsing, and resonating at a frequency so subtle your eyes can't perceive it. What you experience as life is simply your consciousness interpreting this infinite dance of vibration into form. Quantum physics confirms that the universe is not built from solid matter, but from possibilities, waves of potential that exist until observed. That means everything around you exists in a state of probability until your focus gives it structure. You are the observer, the perceiver, and the shaper of your world. When you understand that, you realize that the world is not happening to you, it's happening through you. Reality is not an external wall, but a mirror made of energy, and your vibration is the paintbrush that colors it. Every emotion you feel, every thought you repeat, emits a frequency that interacts with the field around you. It's like throwing pebbles into a still pond. Each thought sends ripples into the universe, and those ripples return to you as experiences that match their frequency. This is why gratitude brings more things to be grateful for, and why fear attracts more situations that validate your fear. Life is not random, it's vibrationally precise. The universe doesn't reward or punish, it resonates. It gives you more of what you're tuned to. When you vibrate at the frequency of peace, you naturally align with timelines, where things flow smoothly, where people and opportunities arrive effortlessly, where the timing of life feels almost divine. But when you stay in low emotional frequencies like frustration, jealousy, or self-doubt, you sync with timelines that echo those feelings back to you: delays, misunderstandings, disappointments. Nothing external has truly changed, only your inner frequency has. Imagine life as a cosmic radio with infinite channels, each representing a different version of reality. One frequency plays the station of fear. Everything feels uncertain, heavy, and unfair. Another plays the frequency of love. Life feels meaningful, abundant, and guided. Both stations exist right now, broadcasting at full strength. The only difference between them is the one you decide to tune into. You can't listen to a peaceful song on the frequency of chaos. You can't experience abundance from the vibration of lack. The signal of your life always matches the energy of your being. Think back to times when everything seemed to fall into place, when you were calm, inspired, and full of gratitude. Doors opened, coincidences aligned, and people appeared exactly when you needed them. That wasn't luck, that was resonance. You were broadcasting a clear, coherent frequency, and the universe responded in perfect harmony. The same principle works the other way too. When you felt heavy or hopeless, it seemed like the world turned against you. Problems stacked up, people misunderstood you, and everything required effort. You didn't fall into bad luck, you fell into a denser vibration. The outer world simply rearranged itself to reflect your inner tone. The universe is like a mirror made of vibration. It doesn't judge, it doesn't choose sides, it just reflects back the energy you project. When you shift your emotional frequency, that reflection changes instantly. This is why awareness is everything. The moment you become conscious of your vibration, you gain the power to shift it. You can't control life from the outside, but you can completely transform it from within by mastering your emotional energy. Let's look at what happens energetically when you feel stuck. When you focus on what's not working, your attention collapses your energy field into a narrow band of vibration. You start living in repetition, the same thoughts, the same emotions, the same outcomes. That's what we call being stuck in the same timeline. You're not imprisoned there, you're simply tuned to it. The way out is not force, it's frequency. When you begin to feel differently, when you allow gratitude, compassion, or curiosity to enter, your vibration loosens, expands, and opens you to higher frequencies. And those higher frequencies connect you to new possibilities that were invisible at lower ones. This is the secret of all true transformation. It doesn't come from effort, it comes from elevation. You don't fight your way into a better life, you rise into it. You lift your energy, and the timeline you were once trapped in dissolves naturally. That's why meditation, prayer, gratitude, and breathwork are so powerful. They're not spiritual decorations, they're vibrational tools. They quiet the noise of the lower frequencies, so you can hear the music of the higher ones. When you operate at a high frequency, life feels lighter. People sense your calm and respond with kindness. Ideas flow, inspiration returns. The obstacles that once felt impossible begin to move out of your way. That's not coincidence, it's coherence. Your energy field becomes aligned, and reality rearranges itself to match. Even your body begins to heal more easily because every cell in your being resonates with balance. But what about the times when the world feels heavy no matter how hard you try? That's when understanding this principle becomes essential. You don't force a frequency shift by pretending to be happy. You allow it by releasing resistance. Feel what you feel, breathe through it, and remind yourself that your emotion is not who you are, it's a temporary vibration passing through. The moment you stop fighting it, you rise above it. Acceptance itself is a higher frequency than resistance. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your vibration. You can say, "I am abundant," 1,000 times, but if your energy radiates fear and lack, the field mirrors that energy instead of your words. True change happens when your inner state, your emotions and beliefs align with the frequency of what you desire. Once your vibration matches the reality you want, it's impossible not to experience it. Reality is not something distant that you reach for. It's a reflection of what you are right now. The field around you is neutral, endlessly waiting for your frequency to decide which version of life you'll experience next. Each thought, each emotion, each choice is a shift in vibration, a step into another timeline. You move between them constantly, often without realizing it. Every time you forgive instead of resent, every time you pause instead of react, every time you choose gratitude instead of complaint, you are jumping timelines. So, when you feel stuck, don't ask, "How do I escape this life?" Ask, "What frequency am I broadcasting?" Because the moment you shift that, everything shifts with you. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the consciousness that gives circumstance meaning. The life you dream of already exists. It's vibrating right now at a higher frequency, waiting for you to match it. When you quiet your mind, open your heart, and raise your vibration through gratitude, love, and peace, you will naturally find yourself there. Reality isn't fixed, it's fluid. It's always listening, always responding, always mirroring the energy you send into it. The universe doesn't need time to change, it only needs your frequency to change. Because once it does, the world around you reorganizes instantly, and you realize what was true all along. You were never stuck in the wrong timeline, you were just tuned to the wrong vibration, and the moment you choose to rise, the universe rises with you. Reality is not fixed, it's frequency-based. What if the life you are living right now is only one version of countless others, a single channel among infinite frequencies broadcasting all at once? What if, in this very moment, there are alternate versions of you, one thriving, one struggling, one deeply peaceful, one caught in fear, all existing simultaneously within the great field of reality? Quantum physics tells us this is not imagination but a fundamental truth. The universe is not solid, it's vibrational. You are not moving through a static world. You are moving through frequencies, and whichever frequency you align your energy with becomes the version of reality you experience. At the quantum level, everything, your body, your thoughts, the air around you, is energy vibrating at different speeds. There is no true solidity, no permanence. An atom is 99.999999% empty space, and that space isn't empty at all. It's filled with waves of potential energy, pulsing and waiting for consciousness to interact with it. That means reality doesn't exist as a fixed thing. It exists as infinite possibilities, and your awareness, your emotions, and your vibration determine which one takes form. You're not just a participant in reality, you're a co-creator of it. When your emotional frequency is high, when you feel gratitude, peace, or love, you vibrate in harmony with the field of coherence and order. Life begins to flow. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities line up as if the universe were conspiring in your favor. But when your vibration is low, when you dwell in fear, anger, or self-doubt, you fall into frequencies of chaos and stagnation. Things feel blocked. People misunderstand you. The world appears hostile. It's not because life is punishing you, it's because you're tuned to a different vibrational reality. Think of reality as a massive cosmic radio. Every station represents a timeline, a world, a version of your life. You can't listen to jazz while tuned to a static-filled channel. You can't experience abundance while broadcasting scarcity. You can't live in peace while vibrating in fear. Every frequency carries a different experience, and you're holding the dial. The moment you change your vibration, you shift the channel instantly. You can see this principle in your everyday life. Have you ever noticed how your energy affects everything around you? When you're happy and light-hearted, people respond to you with warmth. Doors seem to open. Small miracles appear out of nowhere. But when you're angry or drained, the same world feels like it's working against you. People seem distant, situations drag, and everything feels like a struggle. The external world didn't change, your internal frequency did. Life is a mirror, and it reflects whatever signal you're sending. Quantum physics calls this interaction the observer effect, the discovery that particles behave differently when they are observed. This means that your consciousness, your attention, and your vibration are not passive. They are creative forces shaping the outcome of every moment. When you focus on problems, you collapse the field into the version of reality where problems dominate. When you focus on gratitude, you collapse the field into a reality where blessings multiply. The act of attention is an act of creation. Your perception is your portal. But here's the key that most people miss. Vibration is not just mental, it's emotional. You can't think your way into a higher frequency if your emotions remain heavy. The quantum field doesn't respond to your words, it responds to your energy. You could say, "I'm happy, I'm grateful," 1,000 times, but if you still carry resentment, doubt, or tension, your energy field tells a different story. The universe listens to your vibration, not your vocabulary. That's why emotional awareness, not forced positivity, is the foundation of transformation. Let's take a deeper look at how this works. Each thought you think is like a small electrical pulse sent into the quantum field. Each emotion you feel is the magnetic force that amplifies that pulse. Together, they form your electromagnetic signature, your personal frequency. This frequency acts like a magnet, drawing experiences, people, and situations that match its vibration. When your mind and heart are aligned, when your thoughts and emotions are coherent, your signal is clear and powerful. When they are in conflict, when you say one thing but feel another, your signal becomes scrambled and reality mirrors that confusion. To shift your reality, you must first shift your frequency. You do this not by controlling the outer world, but by mastering your inner energy. The simplest way to raise your vibration is through presence. When you stop worrying about the future or replaying the past, your energy stops scattering. In that stillness, you reconnect with the frequency of the present moment, and the present moment is the only place creation happens. Gratitude is another powerful tuner. When you appreciate something, even something small, your energy expands. You begin vibrating in the frequency of abundance. And the more you do it, the more that frequency becomes your baseline. Forgiveness is another powerful way to lift your frequency. Resentment and anger are among the heaviest vibrations in the human spectrum. They lock you into timelines where pain repeats. But when you forgive, you don't excuse the past. You release its frequency from your energy field. You rise above it. And when you rise, your entire reality rises with you. Meditation, stillness, time in nature, compassion, creative expression, all these are vibrational tools. They are not just spiritual practices. They are ways of tuning your frequency to match the higher harmonics of existence. When you live in coherence, your energy field becomes magnetic and radiant. You stop chasing outcomes and begin attracting them. The right people and opportunities are drawn to you effortlessly, not because of luck, but because vibration recognizes vibration. It's important to remember that this is not about ignoring negative emotions or pretending to be happy all the time. True alignment is not about suppression, it's about awareness. When you observe a low vibration within you, sadness, anger, frustration, don't fight it. Feel it fully, acknowledge it, and let it move through you. Resistance locks energy in place. Acceptance sets it free. As you release emotional density, your natural frequency rises because your true vibration is not heavy, it's luminous. And when your vibration rises, something profound happens. Your perception of life changes. You begin to see meaning in synchronicities. You start to sense that there's a deeper intelligence guiding you. The universe begins to feel personal, not because it suddenly changed, but because you tuned into the frequency where that connection already existed. At that level, miracles stop being rare. They become natural. Flow replaces struggle. Intuition replaces confusion. You were never truly stuck. You were never truly lost. You were simply vibrating at a frequency that matched a lower version of your life. The key to transcendence is not effort, it's resonance. As you lift your vibration, the lower timelines dissolve naturally. You don't fight your old self, you outgrow it. And as you align with your highest frequency, you align with the highest possible version of your reality, the one that has been waiting for you all along. Reality is not fixed, it's a living symphony, and you are both the musician and the instrument. The notes of your thoughts and emotions compose the melody of your life. When the vibration is discordant, life sounds harsh. When the vibration is harmonious, life becomes beautiful. The world you experience tomorrow depends on the frequency you hold today. So, pause for a moment. Breathe deeply. Feel the pulse of your own energy. You are not just a small being moving through space, you are the frequency through which the universe experiences itself. Every time you choose peace over anger, gratitude over fear, love over judgment, you are retuning reality itself. You are shifting timelines. You are awakening to your true creative power. You are not stuck in the wrong life. You are simply vibrating at the frequency that built this one. The moment you raise your vibration even by a single note, the universe changes its song to match yours. Reality bends to the music of your energy, and when your frequency becomes one with peace, gratitude, and love, you finally realize the universe was never holding you back. It was waiting for you to tune in. Reality is not something that happens to you, it's something that flows through you. The universe has never been solid, static, or cruel. It has always been fluid, responsive, and alive. Every moment, every breath, every emotion you experience sends a frequency into the quantum field, and that frequency determines what comes back. You've never been trapped in a single version of life. You've only been tuned into a particular timeline that matched the vibration of your energy. When you understand this, everything changes. You stop fighting the world outside and start working with the world within. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What frequency am I broadcasting that's creating this?" The power was never out there. It has always been inside you, in the quiet space between your thoughts and emotions. That's where reality begins. You don't have to struggle, force, or beg the universe to change. You simply have to align with the vibration of the version of life you want to live. Feel gratitude before you see the blessing. Feel peace before the problem resolves. Feel love before it's returned. Because vibration precedes manifestation. The higher your frequency, the higher your life. This is the secret that the mystics, scientists, and sages have all pointed toward in their own language. As within, so without. Your inner state is the blueprint of your outer experience. The universe is your mirror, perfectly tuned to reflect the tone of your consciousness. When you live with fear, it mirrors fear. When you live with gratitude, it mirrors abundance. When you live with love, the entire world becomes your ally. So, if you ever feel stuck again, remember, you are not frozen in fate. You are just tuned to the wrong frequency. The timeline where you are free, confident, at peace, and in flow already exists. It's not far away. It's right beside you, vibrating at a higher rhythm, and the doorway to it is not found in effort, it's found in energy. Close your eyes, take a slow breath, feel the rhythm of your heartbeat and the stillness underneath it. That stillness is your true frequency, calm, infinite, and deeply connected to all that is. When you return to that vibration, you return to your power. From there, reality becomes soft again, malleable, responsive, luminous. You were never stuck. You were never behind. You were never broken. You were simply resonating with a lower song. Now that you understand, you can choose differently, tune higher, think clearer, feel deeper. Because in this universe, reality doesn't change when you fight it. It changes when you vibrate beyond it.